Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a translation of a dars given by Imam Rashid Sahib. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. With reference to the book of tradition, Bukhari, we continue the tradition that we began previously with regards to Ka'b bin Hazrat Ka'b. This incident narrated by Hazrat Ka'b not only displays the noble character of the companion himself, but also it sheds light on the noble character of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He says that when at the occasion of Tabuk, the Battle of Tabuk, when the time came of going towards Tabuk, when the Holy Prophet ﷺ departed, then the situation was such that the crops were completely ready to be harvested, and it was extremely hot, and the shade of trees appeared very comfortable, and he also desired comfort in a similar way, and he was also thinking about his crops. So because of these matters, he felt a kind of laziness and negligence. The Holy Prophet ﷺ had made many preparations to go to this battle, and there was a large party of Muslims who were joining him. He says about himself, as Ka'b bin Malik, that he intended several times to prepare and go and meet the Holy Prophet ﷺ when the army was leaving, and after it had left, he thought several times that he would go and join it. In yesterday's hadith, we heard that he said that his health was fine and he had a ride available, so there was nothing to stop him except his own laziness. So he intended several times to go and join the Holy Prophet ﷺ, but he could not do this practically, and in this state of when he was not sure, he could not do anything properly. None of his tasks he could do properly because of his negligence. So he said that in my heart I kept saying that it is no problem. Whenever I want, I can go and join the Holy Prophet ﷺ. The caravan had departed and he was left behind, but he thought that it is not a problem for him at all. He could go and join the army, and this laziness kept him back. And then the army went very far because it was going quite fast, and then he was just left just making intentions. Saying that this teaches us the lesson that whenever we get a chance to do something good, we should quickly do it, because if we keep imagining and we keep thinking that I'll do it tomorrow and keep putting it off, then this results in negligence and laziness. So it appears that he said that there was no apparent reason why he didn't join the Holy Prophet ﷺ, but it was just merely his laziness that kept him back. And then because the army was going so fast, it went too far, and then he just left making intentions, and then he was very sorry, and he wished that he could have acted upon his intention and actually left. So this is what happens when one does not make use of a particular occasion. Then it is lost, and then one can only be sorry at not having availed that chance. In the books of tradition, it says that the journey the Holy Prophet ﷺ undertook was very long, and the distance between Medina and Tabuk was 345 miles, and it is a long journey, whether people were going on camels or whether they were walking. In any case, it was extremely a very long distance. So he said at that time, when he used to go around Medina, he would see that there was none like him who was left behind. It would only be children or women who would be left behind, or somebody who was were disabled, or who were suspected of being hypocrites. There was no other person like himself who had stayed behind. In any case, he said that during the journey, the Holy Prophet ﷺ did not mention him, and this made him very upset. That why did the Holy Prophet ﷺ not mention him whenever there was a camp, whenever the army camped and they sat together? The Holy Prophet ﷺ did not mention him, whereas he was someone who would always join at every such occasion. So he heard this, and this went on until the Holy Prophet ﷺ arrived at Tabuk. It must have taken a long time to get to Tabuk. So once he found out that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was seated among some companions, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that what has happened to Ka'b? That is, why did he not come? And at that occasion, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who watched each companion because of his love for them, he realized that Ka'b bin Malik was not present. So he asked, what happened to Ka'b? Why is he not here? And then at that time, a person belonging to Abi Salma tribe, he had got a chance to say something against him. Imam Sahib is saying it is strange when somebody's fault becomes apparent, then some people are waiting for a chance to say something against that person. And there as well, a man belonging to Bani Salma tribe, he also got a chance to say something against Ka'b, and he said that Ka'b bin Malik has the pride of his shawls has kept him back. So because this means, the shawls mean that he had good clothing, and he was a rich man, well-to-do person. And so this man said that the pride of his shawls has kept him behind. And then another companion raised his voice, Muaz bin Jabal Razianhu, and he said to that man who had said this about Hazrat Ka'b bin Malik, that you have said something very bad, that you have thought ill of Ka'b. So just a person who was a suspicious person, and he expressed his opinion. Similarly, Muaz bin Jabal also expressed his opinion and said, you should not have said this. And he said that, O Prophet of Allah, I swear by Allah, we regard Ka'b as a very pious man. At this, the Holy Prophet ﷺ kept quiet, but this was mentioned, and this was told to Hazrat Ka'b later on. And during this time, a man who was wearing white clothes, he saw him coming from far away. When someone is wearing white clothes, they can be seen from far away in the desert. If there is some other clothes, then it's not that obvious. So he especially noticed this person who was coming, and he expressed his desire, and he prayed that, O Allah, let this be Abu Khasma. He was another companion. He said that he wished that it would be him, and it was amazing that it turned out to be Abu Khasma. The Holy Prophet ﷺ's desire was fulfilled. This was the companion who had given a bunch of grapes as a charity when the Holy Prophet ﷺ asked for a sacrifice. Abu Khasma was this person who gave only a small bunch of dates as charity, and the hypocrites made fun of him, and they said that what is this? Is only his meager offering was mocked at. When Hazrat Ka'b heard the news that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was on his way back, then he became extremely sorry that now it was too late, and so he started thinking of excuses as to how he could save himself from the Holy Prophet ﷺ's displeasure. So he said he took counsel from all the intelligent people in his home, because he was in trouble, and he discussed it with the people in his home. And when the Holy Prophet ﷺ arrived near Medina, then he said that Allah took away all the false ideas and deceptions from his heart. They were completely ousted from his heart, and I understood that he could not escape from the Holy Prophet ﷺ's displeasure. So he knew that he could not hide anything. He wasn't going to hide anything, and whatever the truth is, he would express that. The Holy Prophet ﷺ arrived in the morning from back to Medina. It was the style of the Holy Prophet ﷺ that when he would return from a journey, he would first go to the mosque and offer salat, and also he would sit for a while with the companions, so that the people in his home could get a chance to prepare for his arrival. So at this occasion as well, the same was done. There were many people who were left behind. They came and they started making excuses and apologies, and they said that this hindered us and that hindered us. Some expressed their circumstances. So all of these people were above 80 people who did not attend this battle, and then they expressed they gave their excuses, they offered their excuses, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ accepted their excuses, and he took their bath again, and he prayed for their forgiveness, and he left their issue with Allah. These are those people who came to the Holy Prophet ﷺ and presented their circumstances, made excuses, etc. And then Hazrat Ka'b bin Malik attended the Holy Prophet ﷺ's blessed presence, and then he started to tell him about himself, and this will be discussed in the next tradition, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.